I made a new batch of incense yesterday. Well, it had an overflow because I put too much wood base in it. And of course, as soon as I get online, I get a phone call. Do not disturb, because that is not Atlanta. All right. And it's too smoky. And and when I put too much wood in it, I add more ingredients to it to balance it out. And I ran out of frankincense powder, and I need to get some more. Anybody want to donate so that I can buy some more frankincense powder? And I added myrrh to the ingredients. I don't like it as much. It's not a myrrh party. How are you guys doing? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ajaaya. Nice to meet you. I'm a feminine mystic. Because I walk the path of the heart. And I live from a space of freedom, which the ego reads as pretty radical, but the soul reads as pretty normal and natural. I'm going to start recording on Spotify too. What's up, Spotify? YouTube live as well. Thank you for joining the podcast, my podcast, the Trigger Happy Podcast by Ajaaya. Today we're going to be channeling the goddess energy, and I don't know what they're going to talk about, but what's coming to me for the past 2 days that I really didn't want to speak on because it just seems kind of negative or whatever, is like energy transplantation and just energy thievery in general is what I wanted to discuss, and how to avoid it, and also just how it naturally, it's not natural. Energy transplantation or alien transplantation usually is a violation of the free will of your rights as a human being. And also entities can attach to you through sexual contact with people, and just by being involved mentally with stress and strain and strife and energies that are constricting. I'm just going to be open and honest and transparent. Yesterday, I had an experience where I think it was after I did the channeling and the reading, I think I heard a voice inside of me say, I long to feel like what it feels like to have sex inside of your body or whatever. It was like this familiar yet unfamiliar energy, like this energy inside of me that's kind of been using my senses to feed off of sexually. And the interesting thing is that I haven't had sex in sex in years, in like 6 years. And I think this entity or energy showed up and showed itself because I've been living my path and living from my heart space and eating healthy and saying positive affirmations. It's like when you really are serious about your new life, your new frequency, and you make it a priority, you make it top priority, and when negative things do appear, you still focus on the light. Over time, you'll see some wild stuff, kind of like when you fast and cleanse your body, you might see some weird stuff come out on the other end, right? And I found it. I was like, wow, um, that's a violation, and of course I wanted to know more, like who it came from, where its origins were, and it explained a lot in my experiences in my life, to where sometimes I feel like I'm not experiencing things fully to the full out extent that I could, because this energy is trying to experience life or the sensations, thieve my energy, take over and possess my energy to feel what it wants to feel. And so I did a healing process with this lady that spontaneously has been showing up in my YouTube timeline, and she talks about alien transplantation, and a lot of us light beings um, get abducted, and we don't even know it. We don't remember it. We don't, you know, um, have any memory of it if they wipe it out. And when I did it, I mean, after I first watched um, other informational videos, so because listen, I'm in a space right now to where I'm trusting what comes up for me, the timing, the synchronicities. It's my time to be healed. It's my time to be free. And when I did it was a really short healing process. I felt free. I felt better. I felt um, like my normal self. And I don't even really know exactly where that entity, that voice, that possession came from. And I honestly don't care. Like, I'm not really needing right now in this season that I'm in to know every single last detail like I used to in the past. And to the ego, that's dumb. But to the heart, that's right. Dive in, go for it, feel through it, live, be in the now, be free today, be free right now. Get rid of it all as much as you can. Do what you got to do right now. Make a move today. Be in the moment. And my ego has been fighting this process for a really long time, maybe for years, of dying to itself. And it hasn't been wanting to surrender to being free. The fact that it's okay for me to be free, and it's okay for me to be me, just the way I am, how I look, how I speak, what I want to wear, how I wear my hair, where I want to go, who I'm around, what I like to experience, how I look while I'm doing. It's like this ego over here wants to control everything, and it's a real Debbie Downer for my spirit. And I've been crying out for a while to be completely free of it. And now there are percentages of freedom that happen along the way, and it's not all at once. And we're always expanding, which means we're learning and we are um, constricted and contracting, you know, just so that we can learn a lesson. We have challenges that make us feel small, that humble us, that make us ask questions so that we can find the answer within. And lately, today, I've been feeling more free because I've been giving up the ghost. I give up. I surrender. I surrender to the process a little bit more every day. Every day that I decide that I'm not going back to the way that I thought I should be in this world, which is worry, worry about what's going to happen next and care about how I look if things don't work out and worry about that and try to control that. Um, and being open to being open to different possibilities of how abundance looks for me and what I see in different parts of the world when it comes to abundance is interesting. And the area I'm in right now, there's a lot of homeless people. And after my car wreck last year, I got the opportunity to experience what life is like as a homeless person. I have not been homeless, but I have been on the cusp of being homeless. God always provides for me and my comforts. You know, I even if I have had to spend a night at a homeless shelter, the next day, I'll get some money somewhere somehow, and I've been able to stay in an Airbnb. Lately, I have been in the same place for like since February now, March. Before that, I was at my brother. It was after I left my brother's house that I experienced that because I didn't know where I was going to go and what I was going to do. I just knew I had to get away from my family of origin. They were trying to put me back in the position to be the scapegoat, and I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to argue about it. Like before anything even happened, I left because I could feel the energy stirring, and they were getting tired of pretending to like me, to want me around. They got tired of kind of playing my little game of we're all going to be congenial, kind, nice, and live in harmony with each other. No, they like it better when the power structure is a bit more in balance, where because I have money, you do what I say, and you don't have anything compared to me right now, so you're less than me. They want to play those types of worldly games, and I'm not there. I'm not going to do it. Um, I'm not, and I'm also not going to back down. So I knew there would be probably violence if I stayed. So I decided to not stay, even if that meant I didn't know what was going to happen from day to day. So I literally have been living, give us this day our daily bread. Um, I know the sensations in my body, what it feels like to be free and to have that freedom lead to abundance because it has every time. Anytime I stress out, I experience lack in the physical realm. Now, In my past life, meaning, and I'm talking about this lifetime, but like my old life, in this life, I feel like God gave me a lot of grace because a lot of things weren't healed, but I was still being blessed with a lot of abundance. But that abundance ended up stressing me out and not really expanding me. I felt kind of entrapped by it. Like I had to keep doing what I was doing in order to keep getting what I was getting. And there came a point in time where I wanted to change things, like I'm doing now. I didn't have the courage to do it. And, um, I cared about my image. I cared about, even though I had already let a lot of that go, it still kept me bound. The image I had created, the identity I had made, um, that became an idol for me, I guess. And the money I was making became an idol for me. And I just wanted more money and more things to prop up that image. And so the car accident I recently went through last year really gave me the opportunity to break free from that bondage and allowed me the freedom that I had really been longing for, that I wasn't really willing to be courageous enough to give myself. Um, Makes me kind of emotional. The interesting thing about all of this is that, like, now that I feel better about it all, I mean, I'm a little bit embarrassed by having to go through all of this somewhat, just a little bit, only because I care about what you guys think about me. But like in my real self, my true self in my real life, I understand that's my process. This is who I've been, this is where I've been, this is where I'm at now. And this is all helping me get to where I'm going. And I don't really need to justify it to anyone. Yet I'm on these platforms, being a willing participant of sharing my life and my story because it helps others to learn to be okay with their stubbornness and maybe some of the things that happen when you're stubborn, but you're still on the path and you still want to keep going, keep going. It's going to be okay. In the end, I learned so much that I am eternal. There is no such thing as death. I got to experience that firsthand. There is no such thing as death. All is always well with my soul. I can always do whatever I want to do. Money, no money. Hair, no hair. Neck, no neck. I feel unstoppable. And now, even more so that, oh man, I've been just hanging out in my hammock, swinging and swaying in the wind by the ocean for months now. And I'm finally giving in to, this is my path. Like me sitting here talking to you guys, this is it for me. I love doing this. It brings me so much peace. Doesn't feel like I'm doing anything at all. See, right now on my YouTube channel, let's do it. There's nobody here. And yet, you know, my ego is like, it always has a little bit of tension, a little bit of frustration, a little bit, I don't care. You know, I allow that to be there because mostly the biggest percentage of what I'm feeling is good. I feel grateful. I feel at peace. I feel like I'm on my path. I feel like I'm abundant. I feel like whatever God wants to do with this is what God's going to do with it, because I'm doing what God asked me to do. And that is where I used to be when I first started doing this. And I didn't really care about numbers or money or my image or my business growing. I didn't know I was making a business when I first got started with my spiritual healing practices and teaching it to other people. I was just being myself. And I kind of got caught up in the game of life because I still had more healing and learning and growing to do. And yeah, that's it. I guess, my spirit guides, the goddesses, were expressing to me that I was going to share this, and I didn't really want to. Honestly, did not. But it just came out naturally. Um, and I know it's helpful to you all. Now, before we get into like energy thievery, the true energy thievery, we are going to channel the God is. Okay? I want y'all to do something with me. I want you to participate in relaxation. And relaxation can happen from a lot of different angles. And most people say close your eyes and breathe. That's one way. So let's do that. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. All the way to the top, tippity top of where you can take the breath. Let it all the way out to the bottom until you're emptied. In and then all the way out. All the way out. Let it go. Okay? And you can also bend your fingers back. Stretch your fingers. Stretch your hands. Stretch your other hand. Bend your fingers back. Bend your fingers back to try to, like you're about to allow your fingers to touch your wrists. Let them bend all the way back. And breathe along with that. Do the other hand again. And take a deep breath. One more time, the other hand. Let's take a deep breath. Mm. We would like to thank you all for being here right now, just the way you are, with everything just the way it is, with the goddesses. The God is within you, within everything around you. God is eternal. God is now. God is abundantly in, through all, and is all. God is the Alpha and the Omega, the never ending and the everlasting. God is the door which is wide open, which no man can shut. If God is for you, you have no enemy. Everything is working all the time and is focused directly on you. You are the reason that all is that it is in your life. That's powerful and it's hopeful. Yet for many of you, it's daunting. And you would like for maybe someone else to have that power and that attention. And oftentimes you do give that power away. It's kind of like putting your head underneath a pillow and hoping the monsters go away. And what are these monsters? These monsters are a misunderstanding, an ignorance of what you're actually looking at, what it's doing, what it's for, and the role that you play. If you just take your head from up underneath that pillow and turn on the light, you will see dancing shadows because nothing is more powerful or greater than your creator. Never has been, never will be. And that is your grace and your hope. And now we can say goodnight. Bid you farewell. That's the end of the message for today. Your channel here, Aya, has felt exuberantly excited to channel today and every day. She feels like a little kid in the candy store. She feels in wonderment. She really feels delight. She feels like she's in the light. And she wants to share it with you. She wants you to feel the same way. She's always wanted to play with all of you and for all of you to be able to speak freely to one another without darkness, without competition, without shredding each other apart, without criticism. And yet, it's rare that she can find anyone true to play with. Most people are stuck in cycles trying to get love from an outside source. And they are giving away their energy for free, like sonic coins being knocked out of them all of the time, leaving you feeling depleted, discouraged, hopeless, and despair and depressed. Imagine you spending months and weeks and hours and days at a time meditating, saying positive affirmations, eating correctly, changing your diet, going no contact, traveling the world. And yet, the first opportunity and chance you get of a test to your own loyalty to yourself, you allow something or someone to knock the sonic coins out of you. Why? Why? You have to wonder why you do that. That's the true energy thievery. You going back to people, places, and things, situations, even mentally watching content, videos that do not feed your energy. Imagine your energy to be money in the bank. Your energy bank is money in the bank. and you taking it and investing it in something you know you're about to lose all of it. You know you're about to lose all your money. Would you do that? And you know you're doing it? That's what a lot of you do with your energy. You know you're about to lose some energy, some time, some effort, some joy. Yet you go ahead and you give it away and you end up in shambles and you end up in tears. Whom are we speaking to? It can't be you. It's not you. We're not talking about you. This channel here, she used to do that. She doesn't want to tell you. She used to do that all of the time, most of her life, in relationships with people, friends, family, lovers, jobs that just raked in the dollars with her energy. She's so pure, full of light, love, joy, and fun. That's all she has to offer is love. Not valued. Not valued. She's worthy of it all. Couldn't see it. Albeit that she was shrouded in darkness and ignorance on purpose so that she can have something to say to you at this very moment in time. She can share her story and you can be encouraged that it's possible to turn that around. And now she can help you heal that, face that, see that, move through that, and change this earth around. You see, you have been the one feeding the darkness. You have been the one feeding the dark government your energy. You have been being the one that these alien beings that so-called take over the world or whatever, you've been giving away your energy, your time, your focus in the direction of creating that world. It's your love that is needed. See, without the light beings' attention, the world will collapse. That world will collapse. There will be no more. And that is what they're afraid of. And that's why you're so important. We said it. We told you. Now what? Now what? Now what? What are you going to do? Yes, it is challenging to sit still and be still and know that I am God. I am the goddess. I am me. It's challenging. But what's worse? What's worse? What do you have to lose by going in the direction of the light where you know you're going to be taken care of deep down inside? You know the God is always there and has always been there for you and have always caught you when you thought you were going to fall, because you are provided for and divinely protected, sacredly protected for a time just as these. You have no idea what God has in store for you. Oh, and we're not going to tell you. We're going to allow you to put one foot in front of the other and trust your heart, because that is the only way to move and get through and be. You have to be the process. You have to feel the process. Your heart needs to be in it. You can't skip that, run away from that, hide from that. Your heart needs to be in it. Why? Because that's what Source wants. The source of life communes and communicates with its creation through a heart connection, because that's what the source is. It's all heart, and it does everything it does for you out of love. It created you from love, to be loved, to love, to expand love. And the ego and the darkness will never understand it. The ignorance will never understand it. There is no way for you to wrap your mind around the heart of God. It's no way for you to wrap your mind around what's in your heart, dear heart. You have to live it, you have to experience it. We are forever with you. We will always love you. You can always call on the goddesses. We are your mavericks. We're on your team. We got your back. We will hold you down. Don't be afraid to join this channel's Patreon and join her YouTube channel. She is worthy. She is ready. She has been prepared for you. And every day, as she focuses more and more and finds joy in being present instead of begrudgingly being present, being forced to be present, forcing herself to be present because she knows it's the right thing to do. Now she's enjoying being, she looks forward to being present. There's nothing like being present. She is living in taste and see that the Lord is good. And she has a hard time expressing it and putting it into words. She's afraid that you won't understand her. And she's been afraid her whole life of not fitting in, just like you. So she's perfect for the job. We love you. We wish you nothing but peace and love and good things and celebration and dance and travel and good food and good love making. Follow your heart. It will lead you to your bliss. And we will end this transmission here. Thank you. Wow. Oh, everything about this healing process and these transmissions and stuff is really healing for me in the best way. It's awesome. I get to have an amazing adventure. And I just feel this small though at the same time because it really truly has nothing to do with me. It's about everything. It's about everybody. But I also feel like honored to be a part of everything. This is the role I get to play. This is fun. Let's get into the session and the reading. I thought I was recording, on Spotify, but I thought I pressed it, but it's not recording. Fine. It is what it is. We're going to start off with the angel cards. Thank you so much, goddesses. I can feel every word, and I feel embarrassed at some of my follies and mishaps. But it's okay. We're going to get into the collective spiritual avenger reading. Let's see what the angels have to say. I've been enjoying my 72 angels of Kabbalah a lot lately. For the spiritual avengers. Angel 49, the great and exalted God, Vehuel, grandeur makes one passionate toward God. Angel 49, and it came out reversed. Elevation. I saw this card yesterday, either maybe doing a reading with someone. Okay, difficulties in rising and manifesting wisdom. Don't meditate, inferiority, superiority complexes, fear of matter, selfishness, lack of principles opposes feelings of fraternity. Okay. Angel 58. And so the upright version of this, elevation to divine greatness and wisdom, practice of meditation, visualization, and mantra resuscitation, ability to access parallel worlds, illumination, detachment of matter, elevation through service, touches the great characters, feelings of fraternity, humanity, aspiration for what is high, a great writer, great dedication to others. Angel 58. Angel 58, Yael, mental strength. Mental force protects against sorrows and illness. Focus helps activate our greatest strengths, okay? Attempts to control, excessive thinking, problems related to love and emotion, bad intentions, anger, revenge, abuse, abstract life, megalomania, it's like I'm seeing a theme here, even in the messages that came through about being disciplined and focusing on your meditation practice, joining the Patreon for the 15 days of meditation for 15 days. Like the only reason why I was able to find those voices and entities and implants is because I've been meditating. It's because I've been putting myself first and really truly being committed to loving myself. And it goes the same for everyone. You cannot skip steps here. And so the message that I'm getting is that there's a lack of commitment. And so some of your energies, or you may be going through challenging times. um, uh, uh, you may be feeling a need, a lack, like in victimhood. And it's because you need to double down on your spiritual practice, okay? Angel Anael 37, change within will change my world without, okay? Change, yes. And so the distortion, refusing to change, tendency to live in memories of the past. So there's a lot of you that don't understand how like real the change needs to be. And I used to be like that as well. Like I felt like I shouldn't have to. I felt like I'm like, I've done enough. I felt like kind of like maybe even victimized by the whole process of healing and changing. And no matter, it doesn't matter. It's like me throwing a tantrum and refusing to really change didn't matter to the universe, to God, to the goddesses, to life. If you really want to see a real transformation and a real effect, you want to affect change in your life for real, then you have to change for real. And it can't just be like you look like you're changing on the outside or you're just going through the motions. Your heart has to be in it. You got to get your feelings in it. You have to be open. I'm thinking about that Junior Mafia song, Little Kim's part, Get Money. I know it's explicit, but she's like, get my feelings in it, get me open. I know she's talking about, you know, sex or whatever. But life is sexual. Our connection with life is a sexual connection. Okay? So let's see what the other messages are giving. These angel messages and just kind of like the message that I wanted to come across is loving, yet it's challenging. And that's okay. It just shows you where you need to heal still. Spirit, please show the spiritual adventurers what their next right step is. I am using my Avatar in the City deck here, which you can find on my website, ayabellene.com. Spiritual adventurers, what's the next right step for them in this collective reading? Herbal propagation and animal communication in Tangier. So you're taking a part of something and growing it, like taking a part of a plant and moving it away from the old plant and making a new plant with it. So that could be like, coming from your family of origin, right? And they taught you how to survive and how to make money and how to live in this world and act and whatever and have street wisdom or whatever and how to conduct yourself. That is good information, but it's not the end all be all. Now you're taking that wisdom and you're growing it. It's underneath Angel 49 here, the great and exalted God, grandeur, Angel 49. Let's see, elevation. So yeah, you're elevating. That's another way of saying expansion and growing. Service is the greatest source of elevation. So maybe you could maybe go spend time with people who are less fortunate than you. Because there needs to be some type of sense of groundedness to where you understand that it's really important for you to elevate yourself. And look at how God is there for other people who live a life of freedom, maybe not in the way that you were taught, in the way that you want to do it, but it's still the same energy. That's what I noticed about being around people who are in transition when it comes to their home. They're having a great time. They're just are taught and brainwashed to not feel good about themselves and not feel good about it. Like something's wrong with them or something like that. when no, they actually have the right idea. They're actually a lot in their heart space and really don't care about what people think about them. They just need to like not give a damn like completely and demand for themselves like self-respect, honor, dignity. Start meditating. They just start meditating, staying in contact with their higher power instead of looking out at the world for respect, because that happens a lot too as well. Interesting. You need to feel like you belong to a group and that it's worth it. Like some of you are feeling like this isn't worth it. This path isn't worth it. Like some days you want to give up. And if you're attracted to this video, maybe one of those days is today. Like I don't care. Whatever. You know, I've been there, like apathy, like feeling apathetic towards myself. And it's not even this world that you're feeling apathetic towards. You're feeling apathetic towards yourself, towards your own life, towards your own happiness, towards moving forward and doing what makes you happy. It seems like a daunting task to make yourself happy and to find freedom and bliss and all that. It just seems like a bunch of womp, womp, womp. But you have to stay in that and feel even through the apathy. What does the apathy feel like? Where is it stuck in your body? How is it making you act? How have you been pretending not to be apathetic? What do you really want to do? What, break down and cry? Then break down and cry. What is the apathy um covering up? I was feeling like that just a couple of days ago while I was swinging in my hammock, throwing a tantrum and kicking my feet and feeling like there's nothing else left for me to do. There's nothing else for me to try. There's nothing left for me to say. I just don't feel the connection like I need to feel it. I don't feel the freedom. I don't see what I'm supposed to do next. I don't see how I can be what I want to be. I don't see a way. And every time I think I find a way, I feel like it gets taken from me. And I was just being honest with God, talking to the ocean, and I realized that I felt indifference, that I wasn't allowing myself to really feel into because it was scary for me to feel. I'm like, if I feel indifferent, that means there's nothing that I can do to please myself. There's no hope for me here. And then I remembered that everything is a sensation and that I can just feel through the apathy, the indifference through my body. And that's what I did. And it opened me up to really crying deeply and understanding that, you know, I do care. I care so much that it just hurts so bad to be disappointed. And I do want to keep going and I do want to try and I do want it to look a certain way and have things turn out and be a certain way. Yet I'm enjoying it the way it is right now. And it is not looking like how anything that I thought it would be. And it's been tripping my ego up. Like I don't know why the caring about the looks all the time is exhausting. And then, along this past couple of days between yesterday and today and just me allowing myself to enjoy being where I'm at, doing what I'm doing, and not knocking the sonic coins out of myself for days, like being really intentional with what I feed myself, with what I look at, what I say, what I do, who I'm around, how I think about other people, how I think about myself, always encouraging myself, looking at myself in the mirror, telling myself blessings and worthiness. I hope you, Asia, I hope you have a good day today. I hope you feel blessed in your endeavors today. I hope that everything you do is successful today, and then hugging myself while I'm sitting and laying and resting, allowing myself to take naps, and if not taking nap, put on a fun movie, like Kiki's Delivery Service or something funny. I like funny, you know. Um, Finding different solutions to my problems. Uh, you know, I am on a. I'm not going to talk about that. I will later when it's done. But yeah. So we have animal communication, which is, I love that card. It's so abstract and it comes out in meaning different things, um, depending upon the context of the reading. Underneath, well, it's coming out underneath the mental strength card, okay? And it takes mental strength to be different. And some of you are still afraid to stand out and admit what your gifts are and what brings you joy in that. um, how you communicate with life isn't traditional, and it's very abstract, and it's not anything that the human world that we live in now that most people understand, and maybe you don't even understand it, just kind of like how I've been feeling, you know. But then the last card is Tangier, and I've taken this card to mean to do Tangier, like visualization. I've been doing that more as well too, like sitting still and actually thinking about my dreams and thinking about what I want and what it'll feel like. um Allowing myself to be in that space. Now if you're feeling apathetic and indifferent, then it's really hard to do, and I know because I've been struggling with it. And so you're working on all these things at once, and sometimes it can be overwhelming and discouraging. Like, am I going to ever get to where I need to be? And the answer is yes and no. The answer is yes, because you're already where you need to be. It may not be where your ego wants you to be. So there's cognitive dissonance there, to where you're like, I'm not getting the results, the payout, the payoff that I feel like I should be getting. But you have to understand that God knows more and sees way further and deeper into you. And you also have to let go of your grip. If you're not relaxed, you can't receive. That's one of my biggest lessons. Lately, when I lay down to take a nap, I'm just breathing. Breathe in and out deeply, pranayama breathing, putting my hands on my belly and on my heart, like anything that I can do, that I know I can do, that I can remember to do, to give back energy to myself, to not knock out the sonic coins, to invest back into myself. Whatever energy that God gives you from wherever source you get it from, don't go spilling it out all willy-nilly into people, situations, and places that don't appreciate you, that will never have your back, that aren't intentional. You know, um, people who aren't kind, who don't intend to be kind, who are in the world and want to be of the world and look down upon people who are pure love, yet they will love bomb you and make you feel a certain way at a certain time. Now I peep people in situations. There was this jobs I was working at, like these gig jobs I was working at, and in true highly sensitive person form, I'm a really good worker. I'm always really diligent. I care about what I'm doing. It's who I am. I care. I put my passion, I put my heart, I smile at people. I care about life. Okay. And I'm going to always be that way. And so I'm careful about where I place that energy. And that's why I place it here with you, because you're valuable. You're important. You are the new world, the new earth. This is important here. And it's fun as well. You see, I get to do abstract things like put art on cards and make it, or I just really love abstract, not knowing, but learning and seeing and feeling and sensing. That's my thing. But anyway, I was doing this work and these people were love bombing me, wanting like, ooh, we would love to have her work here full time so that she can do all the stuff that we don't want to do. And then a little smidget of their energy, I could tell that they were just really dismissive of me as a human being. I was like, oh no. And it was just like a peek. They didn't mean to show it. They were trying to show me what they know that I want to see in order to work. Like they like me, I'm invited. They don't really care. And it's not personal. It's just where they're at in their energy and their frequency and their path. And I'm not going to invest my time and energy in that space. It's going to knock the sonic coins out of me. And I worked too damn hard for too damn long to have the sonic coins knocked out of me. How about you? Okay. So this Tangier energy is about you investing in yourself, your energy, and what you think. What are you thinking about? When you have time to sit by yourself, what are you investing and thinking about? Reinvest your energy. And I'll tell you the truth, the more I do that, the better I feel every day. It's not always easy because I have some defense mechanisms like the maladaptive daydreaming, um, that where I'm thinking about giving away my energy, which drains my energy. It's like no more draining your energy. Apparently, you need your energy to yourself here because we're dealing with some type of apathy situations that are coming up to be healed, and it's okay. And you're not alone, and you're going to get through this. Okay? You're going to be okay. Go spend time with your animals. Go spend time with your animals. Stop avoiding being your like true natural self. Go squat on some rocks and caca. Okay? Do you be yourself, like, and be loud somewhere about it. It may not be around others. You know, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves because a lot of us are meant to be in front of people, and we're performers and we're artists and we're supposed to be doing this and we're supposed to be doing that. But damn it, you have to start where you're at. And so yesterday I was kicking, screaming, and crying in my hammock on a ledge somewhere by the pier where no one could hear me because the wind was blowing so damn hard as well. But I was screaming, screaming. I did see this card here. Let me take that there. So yeah, we have reflection here. All right. We have lake stillness. This is winter solstice. Winter solstice, which reminds me of like this energy of like seasonal depression or whatever. for some reason, feeling lonely, um, stillness by the lake. Yeah. And then we have mountains here. All right. So we have like all of these energies of you. This is strength, by the way, of you going someplace remote, getting off away and finding your own inner strength. Because all these cards came out reverse. And it's like there's nowhere else for you to go but to the mountain, to the lake, and to your winter solstice inside. And I'm going to be honest with you, it only took me a couple of hours or so, a few hours ago in that space. It's not going to, it doesn't have to last for months and it doesn't have to last for years. Not with me here, it doesn't. You can always use the links in the description box. You can always join the Patreon. You can always like cry out here in the forum, put it in the comment section, let it out. You don't have to, although you're being called to go off and be by yourself and deal with this apathy so that you can find your once and for all, get that inner strength that you've been like longing for, needing. It's like the last piece before you go over to the other side of joy within yourself, right? So you're learning to, you're like, if I can't give away my energy to anyone, and if I sit by myself, this is how I feel. I don't like how I feel. I don't like sitting with this. I don't like feeling apathetic towards myself. I don't like the indifference I feel. I don't like that I don't really want to really do anything because everything that I've done in my life has turned out to be something that made me unhappy or disappointed me in the end, right? And so you're sitting with this and you're facing all these things and you can't run and you can't hide. And you're like, all of this spiritual practice, all of this meditation is bullshit. I don't see how I'm going to get through to the other side, and you're at your wits' end. This is what I'm seeing in this reading. You're at your wits' end here, and that's good because when you get to your wits' end, you'll let out your final battle cry and you'll give up the ghost and surrender to your creator. Your surrender your ego because this is all like the last parts of your ego trying to hold on and trying to convince you that you're defeated in some way, that God is defeated in some way, that you being yourself is nothing, that you being yourself is pointless and meaningless. It always has. No, 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 no. We're not defeated. God is not defeated. God can never be defeated. Don't knock the sonic coins out of yourself by going and being rebellious. Double down and sit still. Sit in stillness so that you can find your inner strength, okay? Reflect even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because you're on the verge of a breakthrough, even if it feels like you're on the verge of suicide. Death. It's a kind of death that you're experiencing. It's the death of a winter solstice death. To where you're like, this is cold, God. Like, it's cold what you're doing to me. It's cold how isolated I am. It's really effed up how I feel like I'm all by myself over here in this. And you expect for me to be what? I'm a star. What? This can't be life. I'm abundant. How? Where? I don't, it's like, and you just have an attitude, and it's fine as you should, and God can handle it. Give it all to him. Give him all your attitude. Give him all the jeers, and just boo God. Do what you gotta do. Do whatever you have to do to get through it. And I promise you, I am living proof today that you can get through it to the other side, and that you're going to be okay, and that your joy, your precious joy, is on the tip of the iceberg waiting for you. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.